I want to talk about how I don't care anymore. The first thing I think too much about is consciousness. I've been trying for a long time to understand why humans are the way we are and what happens when we die. I've watched countless YouTube videos and gone down multiple rabbit holes on theories about why we exist and what the point of life is. But I've noticed that nobody really knows. At the end of the day, most of the takeaways are that humans are complex and the way we do anything and want anything is really beyond our understanding. I've stopped really caring about YouTube videos about philosophy or people giving me advice on what I should care about. I've tried not to engage in super existential thoughts because I know thinking more and more is never going to give me any peace. I mean, it never really has. No amount of thinking about how small life is or how useless everything feels is ever going to make me actually happy and content. I'm pretty much trying to let go and let myself just live life without caring about if I'm actually living the perfect life, since really nobody knows what that is. And it feels actually really freeing. And I think this is one of the best ways to live because I've watched countless and countless videos about consciousness and understanding how we think and why we want to do things. But I've just watched so many videos at this point that I couldn't pinpoint on a single one or a single idea. So it just feels like all these existential thoughts are just bouncing all over in my head. And it just actually feels like a waste of my time. And another thing I just don't care about is fame or success. When I was younger, I felt like I didn't care as much about being rich and famous as other people. Maybe because I've always been pretty pessimistic and I've been able to see that a lot of people who are considered famous have new and bigger problems than before. And a lot of these quote-unquote successful people keep wanting to be better and better without being satisfied on where they have gotten to. So many people look ahead and never stop and look at where they are now. I see that a lot of people that I look up to or used to look up to don't seem to be happy with what they want, and they're kind of stuck in this grind mindset of always getting better. And if that's what it means to be successful, I really don't want that. I've seen the same thing going into college. I felt myself going back into a cycle of wanting to be better than other students and comparing myself to others. I think the entire school system makes it really easy to do that. Getting better grades than others, landing an internship others wanted, and having the most friends, it makes it feel like you're just competing with your fellow students. When my real goal for college was to just find an enjoyable and stable career. Not really ever being the best or making the most money, but just finding something with good security that allows me to live a calm and enjoyable life. So going to college was an optional thing that I wanted to do, but it brought me back to that state of wanting more and more that I've been trying to let go of. I realized that this opportunity I took was taking the joy out of my life. So taking a step back and reflecting on my morals, I try not to care about others' wants and try to focus on just living life the way I've always wanted to deep down. And at the same time, I noticed I'm more motivated to do productive things. It feels like less like a competition I'm forcing myself to compete in and more like something I wanted to do since it aligns with my goals in life. I also don't care about drama. And again, when I was younger, I never liked drama and I thought it was useless. Maybe it was because I never watched those like live action Disney shows where it always seemed like super over the top. But I never felt as excited as others when some crazy new drama or gossip with celebrities or at school was happening. It can also be super bad for your mental health, especially because much news and drama is negative. Controversial things that you have to take a side on are super stimulating for your brain. And it kind of also feels like half of TikTok is just about things that people have two different opinions on that either fight about it or post about it with the groups that they agree on, creating this almost like tribal-like group mindset. I mean, with this drama, our brain loves this stuff way more than like positive things. For example, like a cute puppy video or something good happening in the news. Along with this, so many people try to compete for your attention all the time, and it's super draining. Instead of always having my attention on new things everyone is talking about, I've been trying to let go and focus on my own individual priorities. And in the same vein of all these algorithms and social media things trying to compete with your attention, Netflix said that human sleep is its biggest competitor. So, that should tell you enough. What I really want to emphasize is that I'm saying I don't care about these things in a good-hearted way. Not in a way that I'm saying life is meaningless or I should just give up, but I'm really just letting go of the junk that has always drained me. After being stressed out about school, drama, and overall existentialism, I feel like all my energy has been zapped out of me. It's harder for me to do the things I actually put importance on, like relationships, my projects, and overall living a calm and enjoyable life. I know there's some irony in making a YouTube video about this topic, but I just think focusing on these things has been draining me for so long, and probably draining a lot of other people too. And that's really all I wanted to talk about. So, thanks for watching.